The house until the year 2015 was a private residence surrounded by fences and signs that said "Keep Out." So the Presque Isle Lighthouse Association has taken over the house in the effort to open it to the public and let people in to see. We're also maintaining the house, doing much needed renovations and just trying to get it ready for everyone to enjoy. The Presque Isle Lighthouse was built in 1872. This was the height of the tower when it was first built. You'll notice the double arch windows and the color of the tower, quite different than what's there today. This was 40 feet. Now within a few years they realized the ships were getting a little bit larger, sailing a little bit further out onto the lake, and the light wasn't not reaching it quite efficiently. The best way to solve that problem was to get the light higher into the air, which is exactly what they did. They added 17 feet to the top of the tower by 1896. As you go up in the tower today, you'll be able to look through those double arch windows. Take just a second to note your view, and then when you get all the way to the top out on the outer deck, note your view again. You'll be amazed. 17 feet doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a huge difference when you're going vertically. You'll be able to imagine how much further that light would shine. They also painted the tower white at that time. That's called our day mark. That brick tower was not easily seen by the mariners out. It wasn't easily seen along the line of green trees, but that white tower stood out much better. Each lighthouse, whether it's here on the Great Lakes or along the larger coastlines, has a day mark, something specific about it that the mariners can see, match their charts, and know where they are. Because after all, the purpose of a lighthouse is to give a mariner their location. Once they know their location, they know how far they are on their journey, they know if there's safe harbor nearby, or they know if there's danger nearby. So when they see that white tower, match it to their charts, they know they're off of Erie, Pennsylvania, and off of Presque Isle. Now, of course, at nighttime, they're not able to see that tower, and that's when that iconic beam that you always associate with the lighthouse comes into play. Each lighthouse, again, here on the Great Lakes and along large coastlines, has a specific characteristic, a specific sequence that their light flashes. Once the mariners see that sequence, match it to the charts, again, they know where they are. Thank you. The original light had red and white had red panels in front of it, so our light flashed red, white, red, red. Pause 30 seconds, red, white, red again. So when the mariners saw that, we were called the flashlight. And when they saw the flashlight, they knew they were off of Presque Isle, off of Erie, Pennsylvania. So they knew how far they were on their journey. They knew safe harbor was nearby. If they got in trouble, they could come into Presque Isle Bay, and you can see it here on the picture. Presque Isle Bay was a huge harbor for them if they were in trouble. But you'll also notice how the peninsula itself sticks out into the lake almost 2 miles from the normal coastline. So that's a pretty big speed bump that they would like to be aware of. So the lighthouse keeper was on duty from April through November. Much before April, we many times have ice on the lake. It's frozen, there's no shipping going on. Once you get into November and December, the storms get very severe and the shipping season is curtailed, pretty much done. And so April through November, 7 nights a week, dusk to dawn, that's when the lighthouse keeper was on duty. He would prepare the lanterns in this room, take them up one at a time into the tower, and make sure everything was working properly, come down, maybe catch a few Z's in a comfy chair, maybe even a cot that he had in this room, and then set an alarm and do it all over again through the night. And even in the morning when he extinguished the last light, he wasn't necessarily done with his work. He had to clean the lens upstairs to be sure it was ready in case he needed it again if a storm rolled in throughout the day. So that's where you're going. You're going up the 78 stairs. These are the original stairs to the tower. They get a little steeper and a little more narrow as you get closer to the top, but Dick is at the top of the tower. He'll help guide you through there. 78 stairs. Keep in mind that you would probably, if you were the lighthouse keeper, you would probably be holding a hurricane-style lamp that had a brass base, the mechanics, and then a tall globe about this tall because they wanted the soot from the kerosene to go up through the top of that and out through the top of the lens and not settle inside the lens. So as you're going through that last portal up there, think of me because I would have cracked so many of those darn globes. They would have been taking it out of my pay. So off you go. Dick is at the top. He'll be waiting for you.
You're on the gallery deck of the lighthouse, and this is really what the lighthouse is all about. It's all about that little light right in there. And it has always been all about that little light, which guides ships. And that light shines 14 nautical miles, 16 of our miles, out onto the lake. Just to put it in perspective a little bit, I think it helps to know this. Mainland Canada is 26 miles.